We're back. Look at that. You thought I was gone. You thought you got rid of me. No, you didn't. Yakin with Yukon is here to stay, people. What's up, everybody? I got, like I said last time, I really got to get one of those little countdowns or something instead of just me showing my face. That's kind of creepy. But welcome to it, people. What's up? How was everybody's holidays? How was everybody's Christmas, New Year's, that sort of thing? Hopefully, it was great for you. It was good for me. I've got a 7 and a 5-year-old, so Santa was good to them, came to them, and treated them well. So no complaints there. But yeah, guys, we got a great show on tabs for you. First show of 2023. And I've got Mark from Gforceracing, who is an awesome YouTuber. I follow his work all the time. Actually met him through Ed from Rebels, Reptiles, and Games. So I definitely wanted to have him on, and just an all around good guy. So let me get to the chat. Welcome some of you guys that are here. Carlos, I don't know how you beat me on my own show, but you did. T3 Collects, what's up, man? JMC Collects, what's up? What's up, Joe? Colin, what's up, man? And Michael Cherry. So I was actually on, well, that F and Figures this morning. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go to Well That F and Figures, subscribe to those guys. Colin and Joe do an awesome job. I had a great time with you guys. So thank you again for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. And if you ever want to deal with me again, I'm more than game to come back on. Speaking of Colin from EC Collecting, just to kind of give you guys an idea where this is going, Colin's going to actually be my guest next week. So that's something to look forward to. We'll have EC Collecting on next week. So enough talk by me. Let's bring in our special guest, Mark from Gforceracing. What's up, Mark? How you doing today, man?
Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How was everything? How's everything going? How were your holidays? I know you and I talked a little bit behind the scenes,
Yeah,
but let everybody know how your holidays were.
holidays went good. Got to chat with the family back home in New York,
Good, good.
FaceTiming and whatever. But yeah, it's good when you live alone. You can buy yourself whatever you want.
That's right. You only have to worry about you, and that's it. So yeah, yeah. I was telling you behind the scenes. I love your setup. I love your setup. And
Thank
if
you.
you want to, man, give us, if you're able, give us a little bit of a tour. I know I haven't seen any more than the view you're in now. So yeah, if you want to,
Yeah,
give us a
no
little bit of a
problem.
tour of what you got, because it's very impressive.
Let me flip you guys around here. All right. So let's start off here with the few pops that I have. Mostly did music pops at first. So like I
Nice.
had Prince and Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, and Iron Maiden, Johnny Cash, Marilyn Manson.
Very nice.
I broke into some of the movie stuff with Office Space and some of the horror and Star Wars, and of course I had to have a Ken the Eagle. But got a lot of the retro Marvels, and basically I'm an on card collector,
Hmm.
so anything on card is going to stay on card. But I'm going to come over to some of our Diamond Select stuff. Got some Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee, and John Wick. We come up more to what goes around the Marvel retros.
Nice.
I got all them. Got a couple of Legos hanging from the ceiling. Some alien stuff. You know, if the glare is killing me here.
No, you're good. You're good. Not bad at all.
But and I got my Marvel DTOF. So I got some of the open figures there. And then I try to put figures with the helmets that I have. Got the War Machine, Black Panther, and Ant-Man. And more Lego stuff. I was into 3D printing for a while, so got some of my stuff I 3D printed.
Are you still doing that, or was that just kind of an experiment?
No, my printer died,
Oh,
so
okay. All right.
I had to abandon that hobby. It was fun though. I printed like nonstop for a year straight.
Nice, nice. I
Some
like
of
your
the
Black
Black
Series setup.
Series,
Very nice.
We got some of our 66 Batmans and our retro Spideys.
Oh, you got that goblin. Nice.
Yeah. Got some Black Series behind me and my G.I. Joes. Got some NASCAR along with like my archives and special carded Star Wars across the top. Got some legends and comic book stuff. And this guy, more NASCAR crap. Marvel Legends, mostly 2 packs. Get into some of the deluxe figures. Got that Children of Thanos, and then table full of legends.
Nice.
Little Michael Jordan there. But over here we got our retro carded Joes, wrestling. Got the Fantastic Four up there. NECA. Some Jurassic thrown in there. And we got more Marvel Legends, Build-A-Figures and things like that. Then we have a table of DC Multiverse. Got some of the gargoyles overflow and stuff on the floor. Then we come to the Star Wars DTOF, where we got our Boba, Stormtrooper, Vader, some Lucy's, and the Gundams.
Nice.
So
Very impressive. I like it.
that's most of it.
I like it.
I have a whole nother room that has all my TVC and stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Awesome.
That's the other side of the house. So.
Very nice. Impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you gave me some. You gave me some questions.
All right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna start out kind of from the beginning. What got you into collecting? How long have you been collecting? And what was kind of the one thing or couple things that got you into it that kind of lit that fire for you?
Well, I've always been into figures. When I was 5 years old in 1978, my dad took me to see Star Wars in the theater. And the opening scene on the Tantive 4 when the stormtroopers break through the door, I bawled my eyes out. But I was crying like a baby. But I still loved it after that. Once I had calmed down or whatever, I guess. So that Easter, I got 4 figures in my Easter basket. So I had Darth Vader, Han Solo, Stormtrooper, and I believe it was Obi-Wan. And I've been hooked on figures ever since. I went through the normal phase, I guess, when you're in your teenage years and chasing after ladies and raising Cain and all that stuff where toys weren't cool. But then in 95, they brought back the Power of the Force 2 line.
Yep. Yep.
And I was fresh out of college. I had a job, I had money. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get all these figures on card because all mine are beat and played with. And so I'm just going to start collecting on card type stuff. So that's probably where it started for me.
Nice. Did you have a favorite figure when you were a kid? Like when you were 5, that out of that Easter basket or anything was what was your number one figure as you were going through, being a kid and that sort of thing?
I know my number one regret
Oh,
is
okay.
that I
That works.
had 2 vinyl cape Jawas
Mm,
and I took the capes
mm.
off them because I liked the cloth ones better.
Oh no.
I have no idea where the capes went.
Oh,
But favorite figure as a kid, I was always a Han Solo guy,
okay.
and he was just a little bit different because his arm was bent, kind of in like the
Yeah,
gunslinger
he had
pose.
kind of yeah,
So
the
I
straight
always
arm.
thought that was really cool that he could be like, stick him up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. It's funny that you said that you kind of bawled your eyes out when you were a kid because I remember. So I'm 42. So I was 3 when Return of the Jedi came out, and my dad took me to see the Return of the Jedi, and I had never had a problem with the Death Star or anything. But as
Mhm.
soon as they showed the Death Star in the beginning of Return of the Jedi, I bawled my eyes out. I remember my dad. We had to leave because some lady called my dad a terrible father, and so we had to
Oh
leave and go out the
goodness.
back and go through the alley and that sort of thing. So that's kind of funny that we kind of have similar
Yep.
backgrounds when it comes to Star Wars, and
Us and Batman. He had to
right,
leave the
right.
opera early, right?
Right, exactly. So yeah, that's pretty funny. That's very nice, very nice. So, what got you into YouTube? What went off and said,
Oh,
okay, I want to share what I'm doing with the world and start a YouTube channel.
that is a very good question. Um, I started following like toy collectors like MCE
Hmm.
and like Big Dub and people like that pretty early. And then I guess just the algorithm or whatever started feeding me other people, and I got into like Sleeping Collectibles and Salacious Rum and people like that, and just started making friends. And
Yeah,
once the pandemic hit, we had all kinds of free time and stuff. So I think that's probably what the biggest catalyst of everything was. Is I'm out there hunting anyway, so
right,
why not
right.
just take my phone with me and record it? You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. I mean, that's so that a lot of people that I asked that they have the same exact answer. They're like, the pandemic played a huge role into so many more toy hunters. See, I remember before the pandemic, you could probably count them on maybe 2 hands. There
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
very many. It
There
was
weren't a lot.
pretty small. I was doing some research, and I know Foxy for Real Cody, who just quit. He was getting like 14, 20,000 views before the pandemic, and it's like, wow, we don't touch those numbers anymore.
Wow.
So yeah, your story definitely lines up with a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So with that, what are your what are your ultimate goals for your channel? Is it just pretty much to have fun, make friends, that sort of thing, or do you have some bigger
Yeah,
goals?
that's for the most part, that's what I want out of it. The numbers don't really bother me too much. I pay attention to them. Of course, you want to see your channel do well, but I don't know that I'd like to get ultra big where I'm having my phone ping every 2 minutes and
Right,
people
right,
messaging you or anything like that. I don't need that kind of notoriety.
right.
And I don't think my videos, honestly, are anything to write home about. Like I say, I just take my camera along. I don't edit anything. If I mess up, you catch it all. I'm just
Hey,
being me out there and
that's one of the
taking
things
you
that
guys
drew me to your
on the
channel.
ride.
I highly respect that.
You know, so
Yes, absolutely. And that's one thing I do love about your channel, man, is that it's so genuine. I can tell how genuine you are just through the your work and through the camera. So that's one thing that definitely drew me to your channel. How did you meet Ed? Was it another one of those things where you just kind of stumbled
meet
upon
Ed.
his and just kind of do that thing?
I believe it was through Salacious Rum
Okay.
somehow.
Okay.
I think he popped in and started hanging out, and then John Joker and I um, would go over there and check out Ed's channel and stuff.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, Ed's a great guy. I pump up Ed every single week as I should because it's
he's a good
definitely
guy.
he's a great guy. Yeah, he is super supportive and that sort of thing. Let me get back to the hey, there you go. I got to get me one of those. I got to get on Ed to get me one of those.
There you go.
Guys, as usual, if you have any questions for G-Force that I'm not already asking, throw them in the comments. I'll be sure to get to them. Let me catch up in the comments here a little bit, Mark. That way we
Mhm.
can kind of recognize these guys. You brought some new ones, so thank you for that.
Good.
Left Coast Graphics. I don't think that Left Coast Graphics ever been on the Yakin with Yukon, so thank you for joining. We
That's
said
right.
hi to Michael Cherry, Fabulous Disaster. Also, I don't think I've ever seen Fabulous Disaster on our chat.
Fabulous,
So
good guy.
thank you for joining. And speaking of John Joker, JJ, what's up, man? How you doing? Uh, Teaser for you guys. JJ is going to be on this show in February, so looking
Ooh.
forward to that. Let's see who else we got. Jeff McElway. Jeez, another teaser. Jeff McElway will be on this show at the end of the month. So what's up, Jeff? How you doing, man? And looks like we said hi to everybody else. So good
Everybody's
deal.
prepping to see what they're in for.
They're seeing what they're going for. Yeah, because this is like, being grilled, right? This is like me, really hammering you guys with the hard hitting questions, right? So, going back to your collecting, there's been a lot of changes, not just with collecting, but also in the world when it comes to inflation and
Sure.
products being up to question, or all that stuff. Has that changed your collecting habits in any way, due to
100%.
prices and that
Yeah.
availability and all that?
Yeah. I built this room. I say I started in 2020 doing it. So I built this room basically in 2 years. I
Okay.
didn't have any 6-inch action figures at all. I was all 3 and 3/4 inch. So I was going on anything I could find out in the stores, even through the pandemic. That's how I
Mhm.
got all those DC Multiverse, because there was no Black
Right.
Series, there was no GI Joe on shelves. Um, so I went really hard at it, and then when inflation and the price increase of figures, they went up. They were coming out with less accessories. You're getting uh, this guy for like what,
Yeah.
$31, and he has
31.49. Yeah,
a
that was
staff. He's a
that was
deluxe,
tough. And the
really.
funny thing about that figure, a month later, he was down half.
Well, I had to wait for him to go on clearance. So now that's
Smart.
basically what I do is I'm long game in everything. If
Mhm.
I miss out on it, I miss out on it. I can't be a completionist. I've kind of set that in my head.
Yep.
There's just far too many products out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you and I are both highly into Star Wars Black Series, and the amount of repaints and the amount of exclusives is just absolutely ridiculous. GameStop alone will break you with the
Yeah.
28, $29
Yeah.
prices. We were talking about that backstage earlier too. Uh, I think that's the one I'm probably the most disappointed with, is Black Series being so high with the, like you mentioned DC. They don't come with a lot of accessories, but it's a 7-inch scale. And we're still, $3, $4 cheaper than a Black Series figure. So it's like that the Black Series is so hard to swallow now. So
Yeah.
you going for deals, I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cause it's if you're paying $25 a figure and you got a budget, good luck. I
Yeah.
guess it's like,
Yeah.
how's this gonna
Even with
work?
like your member rewards or
Mhm,
power up
mhm,
rewards at GameStop, you pay
right,
that $15 for the year, you get $5 off each month. So what are you gonna give yourself a
exactly.
$22 figure each month?
Well, yeah, and it's like, well, that's
You
not
know?
really gonna build up the collection too well.
Right, right.
So, yeah, JJ's got a question. So he wants to
Ooh,
know,
Joker.
when are we gonna see a hot toy wall?
Oh, not in this. I actually did. I went and pre-ordered 3 Hot Toys. I had
You
the
did?
Maul, the Ahsoka, and the Dark Trooper ordered.
The
And
Clone Wars
then,
mall?
yeah,
Yeah,
when it came down to it, I was like, I can't be spending $200 a pop on a figure. I mean, they're gorgeous.
they are.
I'm
They are.
sure they're great figures, but space it eats up as well.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a whole different way of collecting than what I built here.
Right,
So
right. And they're I'll give you this piece of advice, they're very fragile.
yeah,
Yeah,
Joker's
you
got a
probably know that.
very nice collection of them.
He does. He is very, very good about that. Yeah, we'll ask him to show us his collection when he's on, because I definitely want to see that. But let's see. Let's get back to the comments here. So Colin from EC Collecting is prepping. He's taking notes. No, man, we're gonna get you in a different way. I might just throw out the format for you completely since you're cheating right now. So that's not gonna happen, man. And Legacy of Nerd, guys, give it up for Legacy of Nerd. Congratulations on the baby, my man. I'm sure you haven't slept a wink in the last couple of weeks, but congratulations, my friend. Daniel, you have no idea what you're in for, buddy. You are in for a world, especially having a daughter. It's
Oh,
it's great, but it's interesting. So congratulations, man.
congrats.
Uh, Jeff McElway, question for you, G-Force. House is on fire. You can only take 5 items from your collection. What 5 items are you taking?
Okay, number one is the Asajj Ventress Mythos statue.
Nice. Good choice. Good choice.
Number two is a Razor Crest.
Oh, you have the crest. Nice.
Three, I'll say the Mafex Jordan.
Okay. Yeah, that's very, very valuable. Mhm.
Probably my Vader helmet,
Mhm.
and probably the Stormtrooper helmet.
Okay. Excellent choices. I'm down with that. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, Carlos, 2 podcasts in one day. That's how I roll, man. Yeah, I told you I was going all in 2023.
This is my
Okay.
third, unfortunate.
How many?
I've been busy today. I've had three.
Oh, man. Jeez, I'm a rookie compared to you. You're
No, no,
dominating.
no. This doesn't happen often. It just happened. They
Well,
all fell on the same day.
you're just getting popular. That's all that means. You're just getting popular. That's all
Oh
that means.
gosh.
Oh, man. So, okay. So going with what Jeff asked, what is your grail? I always ask this of everybody. Forget price, forget, you know, say you have unlimited money. What is one, maybe two grail pieces that you would love to have?
I would love an original rocket firing Boba Fett.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's not in the cards. Um, Obtainable Grail. Right now, I have my eye on Kenner Death Star. I really
Oh,
want to get
nice.
that back in my life. I had it as a kid, and a Falcon too, for that matter, because I don't have any of my vintage stuff anymore. I sold it all off to buy Power of the Force crap.
Nice. Man, I'll tell you what, you must be popular. This is the most viewers we've had at one time ever on any
Oh
Yakin with
goodness,
Yukon. So guys, give it up for G-Force. 13, yeah, 13 people. Thank you guys
you're
for
making me
doing
blush.
this. So with your Death Star, is that something you would love to see mint in box, or you're good with loose on that one?
I'll take loose complete. I would like a box with it, but I mean, it's not a deal breaker as long as the item is
Right. That's one of those pieces.
good
It's like you
condition.
almost have to kind of part build with that. Like you can get a good part here, you can get a good part there, but getting one that's 100% in great condition, mint, is very difficult. Very difficult to get one of those.
Just did it, so I know it's possible,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
it's
depends
definitely
on how
possible.
much you want to spend too.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Absolutely. All right, JJ, he's got another question for you.
All
Question
right.
for G-Force. You go to see the Cowboys at AT&T. Now, you and I talked about the Cowboys before, and we're not happy with them.
No.
Which YouTube friend would you take? You better say JJ. Just kidding, but who?
I'm trying to think. I don't want to offend anybody.
Well, remember whose show
Well,
you're on right now.
JJ's the Cowboy fan. Phil, you're a Cowboy
I'm a
fan.
Cowboys fan, yeah.
And Darth Blaze is a Cowboy fan.
Mm.
So
Ooh, well, you
I
better
don't
find great
know.
tickets.
Proximity wise, I would have to say JJ because he's in
Absolutely.
Texas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I know
I'm
you want
I'm in
this.
Oklahoma. We're close. We're close. So
Oh, yeah, you're not too far then.
yeah, I live in Oklahoma City, so we're only about 3 hours away from Dallas. So I came from Denver, which I don't even want to talk about their football team because they're an absolute train wreck. I don't know if they won today. I know they were up, but yeah, I don't
They
even want
didn't
to talk
look
about
good
them
last
because
week.
they don't look good any week. They're terrible. Hey, Legacy and Nerds from Texas too, and so is General Kenobi's Bunker.
Um,
Those are Texas guys, San Antonio guys.
okay.
And I knew Joe as soon as we start talking about the Cowboys. I know Joe's going to chime in because he's an Eagles fan, and that's how Eagles fans roll.
Yeah.
And you got the number one seed because your quarterback doesn't throw it to the other team for pick sixes every other drive. So, Joe, I'm glad you have a good quarterback that'll probably take you far.
They still
All right.
lost to the Cowboys, so it's all right.
Yeah, yeah. Art G, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Gary,
All
no way. Gary's Grails. Did you bring him? Gary's Grails, right on. What's up, Gary? How you doing, man?
right. Gary?
Thanks for showing up. I appreciate that. Good to see Gary's Grails here. Gilster, go Broncos, beat the
Jokester.
Chargers. Well, I don't know if that's an accomplishment, but okay. The Chargers, they lay an egg every year. All right, we got to stop talking football. It's not a football show. All right. So I asked you about your grail. Awesome grail pieces. I think that's two very good grails. Uh what line are you really into right now? What line would be your main focus for 2023 right now?
Ah, my main focus is TVC.
Okay.
Um, I like the style of the card, the size of the figure. Everything is the nostalgia for me as far as close to vintage as you can get.
Mhm.
The line that is impressing me the most is I love the retro Spider-Mans and I love the G.I. Joes. Those two lines are really impressing me as far as the quality of the sculpts and the figures, articulation, all that. So yeah, to venture away from Star Wars, I would pick one of those two.
Okay. Yeah, GI Joe. That's been one. Oh man, it's been. I started in on those when I started the channel, and it was tough to me. I had to sell something, and I sold those, and now I'm starting to see so I'm really into the Cobra. I'm starting to see some of the Cobra stuff coming out, and I'm like, ooh, that's getting tough to pass up. I mean, there's some good stuff coming out with GI Joe in general. A lot of people say, a lot of people had Serpentor as their number one figure of the year last year.
Yep.
And do you have that? Do you have Serpentor?
I have it ordered. I
Oh,
came
okay.
in the
So you're
second
waiting.
wave. Yep.
Nice, nice. Give us an idea of what your let's say, top five figures of the year were for last year.
Ooh. Um, I'll just name off a few that stand out to me right now. Storm Shadow, Spirit, Fiona. Those are all great from G.I. Joe. I mean, we got bats and vipers and stuff like that towards the end of 21, early
Mhm.
22. Black Series, that Purge Trooper is really
Beautiful, beautiful
nice.
figure. Beautiful figure. Yep.
We got a ton of clones, so that's always good. The Rhino figure from Retro Spider-Man's really good. The Lizard's really good. Trying to see here. A lot of the wrestlers that came out even. I'm getting into AEW. So like these are two new ones that I just recently got. Uh, Thunder
Oh, you got that.
Rosa,
Nice, nice.
Jade
I saw that
Cargill.
on your newest video, guys. If you haven't checked out GeForce's new video, go check that out. I think you dropped that today, right, Mark?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So go check out that video, guys.
So um, there've been some good stuff out though. Even the Action Force stuff is really good.
Yeah, I like that Action Force stuff. Yeah, I know that a lot of people had the Slaughter kind of as a placeholder until Classified got their act together. I'm sure you got that. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
nice figure. I do like that.
So what I like about them, they're a little higher price point in
Mhm.
the $35 range
Right.
probably, but they come packed with accessories, the articulation, quality control, the reuse. They don't really do a lot of reuse. They've re-released some guys and maybe gave them a little different paint job, but I think they're making a good product for the price point.
Definitely. Yeah, I haven't actually bought one, but I've seen them firsthand. And like you said, it's nice to see all new molds and all new accessories and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm
And
definitely with you.
like they got all the web gear and
Yeah.
pouches
Yeah.
and removable magazines and suppressors for the ends of the guns and stuff. It's
Yep.
really
Yep. Well,
good
and
play body.
that's the thing when you see stuff like that, when you see companies that are a little smaller go that extra mile, you're like, well, geez, why can't the big guys do it? It's like,
Yeah,
come on, let's get with it. I would love to see Action Force get bigger, and
yeah.
do more,
And
because I
I'd
really
like to talk to Bobby and just see like how much he's making per figure because I
probably
can't
not a lot.
imagine it's much.
It's not much,
Because
not
all
with
that
that much. Yeah,
tooling, all that overhead, yeah,
right,
it's got to
right.
be tight budgets for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so JJ's got another question. This is for both of us, so I'll let you go first.
Okay.
If inflation continues to grow up, what line would you give up?
Right off the top of my head, I would say DC Multiverse.
Hmm.
And that's just because I don't have as strong a connection
Right,
to DC as I do Marvel or the other ones.
right. I'm probably with you on that. It's going to be between that and Masterverse for me. I've reviewed a couple of new figures that came out this year, and it's not been a good start for Masterverse this year. Stratos and Roboto have been very disappointing. I actually got this guy today. We'll
Oh yeah,
see
too bad.
if
Nice.
he's any good. This looks good, but we'll
It looks
see.
really good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good, but once you get the package,
Now
no.
you said you had the
So
Roboto already?
I have the Roboto. I got him from Big Bad Toy Store. The problem with Roboto is his removable arm won't remove. And if I keep tugging on it, it's gonna pull the joint out, it's gonna pull the peg out, it's gonna break.
Oh god.
That and it's just like his chest is awesome. He's very heavy. He's probably the heaviest Masterverse figure out of them all that's not a deluxe. But it's just, there's just something about I think it's mostly that arm
Hmm.
really coming close to breaking when I try to switch it out with the blaster. But, and then Stratos is just a mess. I mean, everything is loose on that figure. His backpack's got this really weird peg to where you got to just kind of flip it in there and you got to work it in. It's almost like the old. I don't know if you probably don't because you haven't had a Hot Toys, but some of you guys who have had toys, the old Boba Fett jetpack, you got to kind of get it just right on there and then clip it down
And then
so it'll
clip it.
stay. That was before the magnets came through.
Yep.
Sort of the same way with the Stratos, and then his wings are all loose. One problem I got with Masterverse is it's good that everything's separate, but it's also at times bad because having all that looseness can really ruin a figure for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I was much more impressed. Like Beastman. Beastman is a phenomenal figure. I think he's definitely. I think I rated him like 2 or 3 out of the whole line last
Ah,
year. So, yeah,
nice.
but it would be one of those 2 for me. I'm not giving up Star Wars. I'm not giving up Transformers, Ninja Turtles. That's way too much nostalgia when I was a
Yeah.
kid. So no, we're not doing that either. So
Yeah, you gotta have your faves.
look who it is. Hello there, General Kenobi. What's up, my friend?
Hey, General.
2 of his favorite YouTube toy hunters. That's high praise considering the people that he
Cheers.
knows. Appreciate that, my friend.
Cheers.
Good to have you on, buddy. I knew you'd be here eventually. Guys, go. I'm sure you guys have done this because we say this every time on everybody's chats, on everybody's live streams. Everybody that's on the chat, go sub everybody else if you haven't. Go like everybody else if you haven't. It's the thing to do. I really believe this entire group I think this entire group's all under 1,000. This is the group of the future for me. All these toy hunters, this is the group of the future. We've talked about it with Carlos, with Joe, with Colin, with Kenobi, with Legacy. So, guys, support the hell out of each other and
Yep.
let's keep pumping each other up because some of the big guys are dropping. This is our chance to really make a mark on this YouTube thing. So, support each other, guys. All right, Mark. Let's see. What other questions do I have for you? So I know you got some NECA. What are your favorite NECA figures right now? Either right now. Are you into the turtles? Are you into the NECA turtles?
Um, I was a little aged out when Turtles came around. I do like them. I have the party wagon that
Nice,
came out in
nice.
2021, but I just haven't gone down that hole because there's so much to buy.
Oh yeah.
Like I have stuff that I have bought in the past and used as giveaways on my channel. I still have this
Good figure.
original Super Shredder
Good figure.
from the first one that they released. But uh NECA figures, I really like my Sergeant D from Stormtroopers of Death.
Mhm.
Eddie from Iron Maiden, he's real cool.
Yeah, I've seen that Eddie. That's a good one. Yep.
The 2-pack from Terminator is one of my favorites. The
Oh, that's a
John
beautiful
and
two pack.
Sarah
John and
Connor.
Sarah Connor. Yep. Yep.
So let's get you in view here.
Yep. That T1000 is a good one too.
That one.
Yep.
Kent Pool got me that Werewolf in London, so
Mhm.
that was cool. One I don't really get to see much because he's behind this Triceratops is Black Noir.
Saw that the other day too. That another really good looking figure. Yep.
Let me pull him out because I haven't looked at him myself in a long time. And he's so hard to get on camera because he's all black.
Yeah, but a very impressive looking figure.
But yeah, he's
Yep.
really cool.
Yep. What a very GI Joe esque.
Yeah, he looks a lot like Snake Eyes.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, I mostly only am interested in just properties that I like in NECA. Um, get into the movie stuff. Like I'm still looking for Elvira. She's eluding me.
Actually found. Yeah, you and I might have to get together backstage. I found the box. Are you looking for just the single pack, or are you looking for the box set?
The single
Oh, okay, the single pack.
figure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can still
Um,
find those loot crate boxes around at
yeah,
Target
I've
a little bit.
seen
Those are still
those
showing up.
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have the figure from the Toonie Terrors,
Oh,
the
nice,
Elvira
nice,
Toonie Terror. So that's what comes in that box, I believe. Just in a
nice.
different color, a red dress or something like that, I think.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep, they're doing a good job. You know, with NECA, it's always a little bit hit and miss with QC, with
Yeah.
quality control.
That's why they
But
stay in the boxes.
that's a good idea. Yeah, I actually got the two Last Ronin Ninja Turtle
Oh,
figures.
nice.
Those are phenomenal. Those are really good. If you guys haven't seen my review on that, go check that out. But I think the armored version's the better one. But you know, I've seen way too many posts lately of figures falling and breaking. They do break easily, which is really important. So you keeping in the box is actually a good idea. A good
Yeah, I
idea.
did see both of those, and I agree with you. I think the armored just looks way
It
better.
does. It does. It's a better figure. One problem with it though, it's so it the articulation is a lot stiffer,
A
so it's
lot
a little
limited.
tougher to move around.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let me get caught up. You guys are going nuts in the chat, which I love to see. Geek Strong, what's up, man?
Hey,
Thanks for
Dino.
thanks for coming on. Appreciate that. Let's see who else we got. You guys going too fast for me. Let me. Okay. I know JJ had another question for us. I thought he did anyway. Yes. Okay. So last question from JJ. This is for both of us again. What three things would you like to okay, let me try this again. What three things would you expect or like to accomplish in 2023? It can be anything in general. It can be your YouTube channel. It can be personal. It can be, what figure do you want to find? What are you gunning for in 2023? What are your goals?
Don't usually make too many goals. I kind of
Because they're
fly by
so hard to
the seat
live
of
up
my
to.
pants. Yep.
Yeah.
Let the day happen.
Right.
Uh, I am gonna say one has to be I have to stay on budget.
Yes.
Can't be dipping into credit cards or anything like that. So I'm gonna just try to stay within my budget and let the channel grow naturally from whatever that brings, you know.
Right.
But like I said, it's not too difficult when you have a decent job and you're living on
Hmm.
your own. Yes, you're fronting all the bills, but then all the play money goes to you too. So
Right. Right.
you
Yeah, I
know,
would say for me, again, like you said, stay on budget. I'm usually pretty decent about that. I went a little crazy over the holidays and that sort of thing. Um, I really want to try to live up to what I've said I'm going to do in 2023. I know it's probably going to be exhausting. I'm already tired from doing it for a week, but I really want to continue the momentum that I've gained lately,
Yep.
and that sort of thing. And then, just meet more cool people like everybody on the chat, yourself. I've met so many people that I'm closer to than with members of my own family. So it's
Yep.
like, that right there is huge for me. Being able to share what we do with people who are like-minded and do the same thing, you don't run across that any day. I bring people that I know personally up here, and they're like, "Oh, that's really cool," and that's it. I can't shoot the shit with it and talk about things that we talk about on the show personally and that sort of thing. So
Yep.
just definitely want to continue those relationships.
Yep.
Speaking of the relationships, have you been to any conventions? And if you have, which ones? And do you plan on going to any in 2023?
I have never been to a convention,
Really? Really?
and
Okay.
I probably won't.
Okay.
But I'm a. I used to be so much more social than I am now, but I don't like crowds at all.
Sure.
Once it
Sure.
starts getting really crowded, then I just like I gotta go.
Sure. I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah. I've been to a few. When I lived in Colorado, Star Wars Celebration 1989. That was my very first one,
Yeah,
which
that'd
was
be
awesome.
cool. I'd probably weather it for a celebration.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what's cool about that one, man, is that they had it at Buckley Air Force Base, so it was in a hangar. It was in one of those
Nice.
hangars, so that was cool. And then I've been to a couple when I lived in Colorado as well. I'm planning on going to ICCC this year, so we'll
Now I
see.
lied to you, I think. We are Shabby Geek and myself are trying to meet up with people for Joe Fest
Oh,
this
okay,
year.
okay, nice,
So
nice.
I am I had forgotten about that.
Okay, nice. So yeah, I mean, I think that'll be awesome. I know a lot of these guys in the chat are going to ICCC,
Yeah.
and I think that would be phenomenal just to meet these guys in person and do that sort of thing. So,
Yeah. All the footage I saw from this year's or
oh yeah,
2022's, it looked like a
it looked
blast.
great. It looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit overload,
Yeah.
honestly. But yeah, I think it'll be fantastic. So,
Cool.
um, sticking with the YouTube thing, it doesn't have to be even toy hunter related. It can be anything. Give me your top three favorite YouTube channels right now.
See, before I got back into toy hunting, like heavily, I was a woodworker. So I
Okay.
would watch a lot of woodworking channels and stuff like that. So Jimmy DiResta is one channel I've followed for probably 12 years or so now. He's a maker, creator type thing. Um, Big Dub, I've been following him for a long time. And I mean, I'm trying to think. Probably MCE would probably be the next toy channel that I liked what they did because they were branching into Lego, into statues, into hot
Sure.
toys, the whole gamut. Seth was doing pops at first, then he moved up to 6-inch figures and so they covered a good spectrum of what I was hunting for at the same
Right.
time. So
Right.
it was cool.
How did you feel when you heard that Seth was giving it up?
I wasn't thrilled. I sent him a DM. I was like, "You son of a bitch! Do
I
whatever you need to get better, though.
That's the
That's
thing. I
you got
mean,
to
we
keep your
talked.
sanity doing it."
Yeah, we talked about that this morning with Joe and Colin. I can see how you can get burned out with it. I
Yeah,
can see how it becomes an obsession and it becomes, this is getting in the way of family. It's getting in the way of any free time I have, any personal time I have, and it's just a burden. And I think once it hits that, I think what he did is exactly right. I know there's
yep,
a lot of people who are disappointed, and I was actually really disappointed by Foxy Friel's exit. I think Cody's a great guy. Cody's offered me support through Facebook when I was going through hard times and that sort of thing. So that was disappointing for
yeah.
me to see too.
It's a
But
name I haven't seen in a while.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's like if it gets too much, if it loses the fun, then yeah, get out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we kind of agreed this morning that I think we have not seen the last of Seth. I think he will be back, and he'll pop in there. No pun intended.
If
He'll
I'm
pop
not
in there.
mistaken, I heard him in OG Geek's video
Oh,
today.
see, he's not even. But
He
it's like been a
he was
week.
at the con with him, and I heard what I thought was Seth's voice, but I could be
Mm.
wrong.
See, he's already regretting it. I bet. Yeah, he's a guy I've never
Well,
met. I need to meet him and kind of shoot the shit with him a little bit too. So.
the other thing is that you can still continue to do your hunting and
Oh yeah,
cons and stuff like that and just not film it because
exactly.
that's a whole nother
I think that'd
entity.
be super hard to give up the whole thing. I think it'd be
Yeah, yeah,
insane to
like
give up toy hunting in general. I've tried that and that doesn't work.
yeah,
It's like it gets to be part of you, and
yeah, and that's where all his friends are and stuff. So
right,
he'll
right.
still be part of the scene. It's just
Yep,
won't be
yep,
putting it up himself.
exactly. Let me get back to the comments a little bit. We fell behind again.
No, no.
Okay, so let's see. GeForce wants to win the Toy Jeopardy Challenge in 2023.
Who said that?
Geekstron said that.
Damn it, Geekster.
And then
Picking
Gilster.
wounds that are still fresh.
Yep, yep, yes. Gilster, always stay on budget, stay patient. It will all come around again. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely wise words, Gilster. Absolutely. Definitely. Um, haven't you been to Shabby Con?
I've been to
It's gotta
Shabby's quite a bit. I don't know if we'd call it a con just yet, but
nice,
yeah, we
nice,
had
nice.
three YouTubers together. So
Okay. And I would like to get some more comments, but I'm freezing up here. So
oh,
what the hell? Okay. Let me see if my notes work. Okay, so we've kind of talked about the collecting. We've kind of talked about the YouTube. What other hobbies do you have, if you don't mind sharing? What
yeah.
other hobbies do you have outside of YouTube and toy collecting?
Like I said, I was into woodworking.
Yep.
So
Yep.
anything wood shelf wise you see around here, I built. Um, I was into sports a lot more as a youngster. Now that I'm going to be 50 next month, I don't play anything anymore. But these old brittle bones don't bounce back like they used
It
to.
gets tough, doesn't it? Yeah, it
Yeah,
gets tougher.
yeah.
Yep. 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 Yep.
But those are
Okay.
two things I like a lot.
Okay. Um, so how long have you been doing YouTube for?
Since February 2020.
Okay. All right. So what do you think you've run across more? Have you run across good things or bad things? And could you give me an idea of like what some of the bad things that you've run across are? Just always like to get an idea, mostly for a heads up, honestly.
Yeah,
But what are some of the really good things and really bad things that you've seen on YouTube with your own personal channel?
and of course, this is my opinion. People
Sure.
are out here for different reasons. But um, I would say the good thing that I do see out there is there's a huge community of people, like we said, like-minded, want similar things, and are starting to network across the country, across the globe, to where, oh, you don't have this, let me pick it up for you. You just pay me in the shipping or whatever,
Right.
which may
Right.
be a little more expensive, but if it's a figure you can't get, you're nine times willing to pay that. So I think the network of people that have come together, and like say from our group here, the smaller under 1000 club, if you will, to the people that are in the 5,000 range to the 30,000 sub range, we all have common interests and most of us are really cool. There are
Yep.
a few jerks out there.
Oh yeah.
I've come across a couple channels where I've had to just be like, you're just in it for views, you're just in
Yep.
it for what people can do for you, but you never reciprocate. So,
Absolutely.
we're trying to have a society here.
It's not all about
Not the
you.
me channel,
Right. It's not the me channel. Exactly. Exactly.
So that would be the negative and positive spin that
Okay.
I've found in YouTube that's made it beneficial for me anyway.
Have you had a lot of people over your time, kind of trolling you, giving you negative comments a lot, attacking you personally? I know that that happens a lot.
Yeah.
You want
I've
to talk to?
only had about a handful of
Okay,
instances where I've
that's
either
good.
gotten a comment most of the time, and then on my last giveaway, I had somebody troll every comment and reply to them as me saying they wanted to get into contact with me. And I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
I've had
you
that
just
too.
watched the video. It said who won
Yeah, well, and that that's been happening a lot too. I got a thing from
on
Greg
tons
Cook.
of channels that happens.
Yeah, yeah, Greg Cook. I comment on one of his videos back in May, and I got this thing. I was like, Greg Cook doesn't give away PS5s. That's weird,
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
that's been happening a lot. It's actually happened on my chat where we
It
get the
happens to
yeah,
music
it's
reaction
everywhere.
channels that I watch. It's
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate. So,
But
the reason I ask is because I talked to JP's toy trunk a few weeks back, and he was saying there was this one guy who just kept trolling about his mustache, and it's
yeah,
like he just kept giving
I've
him
heard
crap, and
them
it's
say
like,
that.
"Geez, man, come on, you get off the guy." It's like
You got nothing
it's
better to do than
you got
to
nothing
tweet
better to do,
somebody
right?
about a mustache.
Right. I mean, the guy, come on, get off him. So yeah, it's just,
Yeah,
uh, yeah.
some people have too much time.
We got another new one that I think you brought. I think I've seen this guy before. Ryan Rumsey, what's up, man? Good to have
Oh,
you.
Ryan.
I think
Ryan's a
I've seen
funny
him
guy.
on Kenobi's show as well.
Yep.
So yeah, good to have you, man. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. Hopefully you like the show. And let's see, did we have anybody else? I'm trying to keep up with this. Let's go back to Kenobi's comment here. Going back to Seth. He said it was shocking, but he's in the DNA of most toy hunters, so he'll be around for sure. I totally agree, man. I think we have not seen the last of what's popping, and we haven't seen the last of Seth. And I think he will be back in time. A lot of times you get that month off or that two
Yeah.
months off, and you're like, I'm itching. I'm itching to do it. I'm itching to get back into it,
And
and I
I've
think we'll
seen
see.
it with Papa Gord. It's happened a couple times. He
Right,
gets
right.
really burned out and he takes his break and comes back and he seems stronger than ever now, you
Yep,
know?
yep.
So,
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, I got two more questions for you.
all
Well,
right.
a question, and then I want you to do something for me. Plans for 2023. What are your plans for 2023? What are we kind of went over your channel goals, but, what is there going to be anything new we can look forward to seeing on your channel or anything that's going to change, or are we just going to,
Yeah, there
keep
there
plugging
might be
along?
a little something new.
Okay.
I started building dioramas,
Nice. Nice.
so I don't know. Show this one since it's handy, but
Excellent. Very
I
good.
built the little bat signal.
Nice.
And it lights up and stuff. But so yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing that a little more. Make set pieces, maybe risers out of the foam, like that look like boulders. People seem to be digging that type of stuff with their mythic legions and whatever figures really, but they
Okay.
like scenery and to do risers for your shelves or something, make them detox size or something.
Mhm.
And just
Is that something that you're gonna do kinda tutorials on, or is that something that, just gonna
yeah, do
kinda
more of
build?
the tutorial, and then just give them out to friends or something if I don't use them.
Sure, sure. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Actually, I've got my list of questions here. I missed a couple, so I lied to you. You don't have to do anything for
That's
me
all
yet.
right. I lied to you earlier. We're even.
So, this is a question that I asked, Carlos from T3 Clicks the other day. I thought it was an interesting thing because I actually do this, and it's not because 'cause I'm an egomaniac, it's just that I wanna see how stupid I actually look on film. But after you edit in a video and you put it on YouTube, do you go back and watch it?
Yeah,
Yep. Nice.
I
Nice.
watch them all the time. I go
Nice.
back basically to check the comments and stuff like that.
Sure, sure.
Um, which I guess I could go to studio to do that, but I just it's easier to pop my little
Mhm.
thing on the top corner and check the channel quick. So, but yeah, I'll watch them back every now and then. If one's getting a lot of hits, I'll want to kind of see why. If I pan slower through the aisle,
Right,
or
right.
try to just see why that one's getting hits and other ones aren't.
And that's exactly what you said is exactly the reason I do it. It's to kinda learn and get better,
Yeah.
and see, "Okay, where did I mess up here? What did I do wrong here? Why did I ramble on for 5 minutes here?" That sort of thing.
Oh,
So, yeah,
you were drunk in this video. That's why
right, I
it
was
sucked.
yeah, yeah, I had a Coors Light on this hand. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
You know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I know a lot of these guys, they got in the comments, they're like, "No, I never touch it. I never watch it. I edit it. I go through that process, and then it's kind of there for me,
Yeah.
go there for everybody else. I don't really watch it. I just found that to be kind of an interesting topic to see if
Yeah.
anybody else does that. So,
It's like once I render it, I'll watch it back
mhm,
just to
mhm,
make sure it rendered properly. There's
right.
no glitches or anything like that. And then I'll post it out to YouTube. Um, but yeah, I don't see any harm in watching it back. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything wrong in that.
Do you have any critiques for yourself when you watch your videos back? Are you like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or I screwed that up? And what have you learned by watching them back?
Um, like a lot of it, like I said, the one thing that stood out to me was when I first started, I was like
Shaky. Yeah.
ricochet rabbit. I was like,
Right.
ooh,
Right.
squirrel, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, you
Yeah.
know, and
Right.
that doesn't work for the viewer.
Right.
So I try to keep it in my head every video when I go in because you get amped up, right? You're going
Right.
hunting. So you're like, oh, what's on the shelf? What's on the shelf?
Right.
And
Right.
you got
Right.
to kind of keep that in check. And I like to go in fresh. I don't like to scout the aisle beforehand. Like I said, I want it to be as genuine as I can make it. It's what I see is what everybody else sees, you know?
Absolutely.
So if I
Absolutely.
miss something and somebody calls me out on it in the comments, I'll be like, oh, damn it, they're
Right.
right.
Right. I knew that somebody was going to catch what I just said. I knew somebody was going to have a smart ass comment about it. And damn it, Joe, you didn't disappoint. Coors Light, yeah, that was the first beer that came to mind. That doesn't mean I drink it. That was just the first one that came. I'm from Colorado, dude. That's Coors Light country, man. Coors
Yeah,
Field,
Coors River.
that's
Yeah.
that's just the first beer that came to mind. So, so Kenobi says, yeah, smart man going back to the replay. I think it's a smart thing to do. There's been times where I'm editing a video, I put it on. I'm like, oh man, I there was one time I had stuff completely out of whack. I had the clips
The
put
front to
positioned
back
in
or whatever.
different spots. I'm like, oh my god, I got to do a better job than that. So I think it's I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. I think it's an important thing to do. Geekstron says, I watch all my videos. It's the only way I get views. When you're starting out, that is so you don't realize how true that is. When you see
Geek
5 views,
Strong
it's
makes
like they're all
videos.
mine.
I didn't know Geek Strong made videos.
Right, right, right. And then Left Coast, yeah, sorry, I admitted
No,
I've
I
watched
love,
all his videos. Nice, nice.
he's got a room tour coming up. You got to check out.
Who's that? Geekstrom?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
This man has so many 80s toys. His toy room's great.
Nice. That seems to be another thing that's really taken off. I know Century TMC is doing a lot of this, the vintage toys,
Yep.
Cincy Nerd also, really taken off with the
And I
vintage
think that
toys.
has a lot to do with the pricing.
Oh, definitely. There's
Why
no doubt
buy
about it.
modern stuff if you can go get vintage and pay the same
Well,
prices?
yeah. I mean, if you can find a good vintage, say,
Yeah.
turtle for
Yep.
$25 that's in excellent condition that has the weapons with it, you already know it's built better than it
Yep.
is now.
Yep.
So why not?
100%. Yep.
Are you gonna get into that little group there with the vintage, or are you gonna pretty much stay
Um,
modern?
I will probably stay modern because, like I said, most of my focus is carded stuff,
Mhm.
like
Sure.
the boxes dabbling. But I don't know. We'll see. Like I say,
Right.
if I get that Death Star, then that's gonna force me down a little more of the figure road, I think.
Right.
Because
Right.
right now I only have the first 12 vintage
Okay.
Star Wars,
Okay.
and I just bought beaters just to have it. So I could be
Nice.
talked into it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to consider. Yeah, because if you look around, you can get some good stuff for pretty cheap, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely something. So Joe says, I'm not gonna lie, or I'm gonna like my videos. I'm gonna like my own videos over and over, like he says.
No, I don't
That
like
works
my own
too.
videos.
Oh,
I
I
don't hit
do.
the like button.
I'm usually
I
taking
don't know.
first.
I can't do that. It's like voting for yourself for president or something. I
Yeah,
don't.
well, yeah, yep, yep, a little bit, a little bit. And let's see, there was one more that I wanted to. It's people that watch your own videos. Oh, okay. So Jeff says he puts his shit up, calls it a day. If he effed up, he effed up.
Yeah.
This is the kind of guy Jeff is, and we're gonna
So there
find
you
out more
go.
about Jeff when we talk to him at the end of the month. So Be ready, guys.
I
All
think
right.
that
So,
translates the best to the audience. Like
oh,
if
definitely.
you're genuine, they're gonna see it.
So
They're
there
gonna know
is a lot of videos that I see that are what I call over edited. And it's like any little mistake, I don't know if this annoys anybody else, but when I see an edit, like right in the middle of a sentence, like every sentence, it's
yeah.
just kind of annoying, to be honest with
There's
you.
some overacting out there too.
Definitely.
So,
Dover's some
it-
overacting, and you can tell that it's a
and
show and not really a
yes,
conversation and that
yes.
sort of thing.
And so I think that is the difference there. I think you said it
Definitely.
right. If they're putting on a show, which is entertaining, I still watch them,
Yeah.
but it's a different vibe than just
Yep. It's not somebody you can really sit
documenting it.
down and talk with. It's
Right.
like you
It's
feel like you'd
it's
have to
no
be.
longer a documentary. It's a
Right,
show.
right, exactly, exactly. All right, well, that is it. That's an hour. I'm gonna let you go, my
All
friend.
right.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna give you an opportunity. You've kind of done this already, but I'm gonna give you one more chance. Plug yourself. Tell us where we can find you. Tell us what to expect. Tell us about your last video that dropped, and why we should watch your channel.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Um, you can find me at Gforceracing 20 on both YouTube and Instagram. And probably if you search that on Twitter, you find me there too. Facebook is under my name, Mark Sherwin. You can follow me there. Um, I just put out a little 3 store hunt today, so it wasn't anything overly extensive, but last week I put out a gauntlet run where I hit 9 stores, so that's a little more. So you can do 15-minute versions or 50-minute versions of GeForce. I try to give people options. So,
Right, right.
um, but yeah, not expecting too much different with the channel coming up in 2023, except for maybe I might start doing some like crafty tutorial type stuff.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, we definitely look forward to seeing more from you, Mark. Appreciate you coming on the
Thank you.
show. Definitely a great interview. And man, just keep doing what you're doing because I love your content. So,
All
all you
right.
guys in the chat, thank you so much for joining. Let me give you a rundown one more time if you joined in late of what else is going to happen on Yakin with Yukon this month and leading into next month. So, next week we have Colin from EC Collecting. I'm going to grill you, man. I've got new questions for you. So, you better be ready. The 22nd, I believe it is, Dre from Suo's Geek Vault. He's going to be on.
All right.
29th of January is Jeff McElway, as we talked about. And then the first Sunday, I think that's the 5th, John Joker is my special guest. So we got a nice little lineup, guys. I'm going to keep trying to get more. And yeah, it's awesome. So thank you, guys. I'm going to be dropping a video at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So check that out. Go check out Mark's channel, check out each other's. And we'll see you guys soon. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you next week. Later, guys.